Well, it's easy when you just pour the chemicals in. They've all, easy to mix and all the rest of it, and spray it on the crop, and generally it does its job. I've done it the lazy way all these years, whereas mucking about with this, the stuff we're using now, it's more challenging. The whole system is completely stitched up by the big chemical companies, big pharma, big nitrogen. And you've only got to read the farming press, and it's every other page is an advert by the chemical industry. They're all feeding off us. They've taken an awful lot out of it, financially, I mean, but we're the ones at the coalface actually having to make it work. And it's very difficult to row back from the intensity, because of the fear factor of what we got used to, and the comfort and the easy of just pouring another chemical because that will kill this disease, and another chemical will kill the weeds and so on, and you suddenly think, well, if I leave any of that out, I'll have a disaster, I'll have a mess, I won't be able to harvest it, it won't ripen, it won't grow. And I've spent so much of it on it already that I can't afford to risk my income. All those levels of pressure and argument. No, we're just waiting for you. We're just chatting. We're just chatting. Apparently they want us together.
I thought you were doing it separately.
No, you guys are the...
Really old man. Really old man.
No, it's
suppose you go like that with a thing on.
Scene one.
Yeah. And you're ready when you are.
You can go fast.
Right. I'm George Hosford. We farm here at Travellers Rest Farm in Dorset. Dougal and I have been working together since the early 80s. We came and joined our dad farming where he'd established the farm here. It's all a tenancy in 1960. He started with a small area. He and we have built it up to about 2,000 acres, 800 hectares over the last 60 years. We have livestock and cereals and break crops such as oilseed rape and beans, and we've tried poppies and sunflowers and all sorts of different crops over the years. We've divided our responsibilities roughly into arable and everything else. I do the arable and Doug's done everything else. Since Fred's come back, he's getting involved at every angle, so he's injecting enthusiasm into every corner. It's hard work to keep up sometimes. But there's a retirement trajectory as well, not getting any younger. And it's brilliant to have the next generation in the business now, which we've been hankering after for the last 5 years or so.
It's so funny just to watch. Especially now it looks so good.
Yeah. Was it hard at first?
Yeah, a little bit. It's quite a big leap of faith. I know it'd be much easier just to carry on what they've been doing all that time.
With the arable crops?
Yeah, that's the way I was trained. Well, we were both trained originally when we both went to respective colleges, and I've learnt over the right from the start, and it seemed to be the intensive way was best. Having said that, we didn't go all out for maximum yield, maximum profit, because that never quite felt right.
Yeah, well, we've sort of been doing a regen approach because we gave up ploughing 20 years ago, which is the most non-regenerative approach you can have. We've tried to minimise the cultivation. So whilst we've been intensive conventional farmers, there's always been an err to the more, cautious approach of plastering the countryside with chemicals. But we're now realising that we'd like to go further, and we're looking for ways in which we can do that. And having, I think for me, and probably both of us, having been in this countryside stewardship scheme, it's made us realise what is possible and what the farm can look like when it's not hedge to hedge monoculture. And it's made us realise probably the damage that has been done and how easily it can be rectified. But it can be rectified further because the life in the soil is so key to the existence of all of us.
You're going home for lunch?
Oh, I'm hungry.
Yeah. This way. Yeah, just without the label.
Yeah.
I know. It makes it much easier now. Yeah. It's quite cool because you got the wild farmed in there, and then that's just conventional. Side by side. Well, mainly it's the dark green. Where you use lots of fertiliser, you get the sort of blue. It's almost blue, isn't it? Because it's just so, dark and nitrogen rich. Whereas that's way paler, isn't it? It's just getting used to that, because everyone's been conditioned to think you want the as dark as possible and you want that blue, and we all love that blueness. But actually, we don't know that that equals yield or profit.
Fred has made his own mind up about the way he wants to go, as you will have gathered. But yeah, we'd like to think we were open-minded enough and have always been prepared to try different things that it made it half attractive to come back and to join us.
Well, he's definitely learnt that one thing he doesn't want to do is chemical farming. And he's made that very clear when he came back to start with. And if we had been sort of the old school ploughing huge amounts of fertiliser and chemicals, he just wouldn't have come anywhere near us.
Once you start questioning it, you think, oh God, not brilliant, is it? They did loads of spraying on one farm and it is just, you just get a sense that it's not right. And it's just when all those things start adding up, you're like, yeah, not good. We're just sort of getting rid of all this stuff we used to do and it still works. So.
Yeah.
And we're just looking in here. The sort of lower leaves as well. We're looking at these, it's got 4 really good leaves. You rarely see that with a crop. Yeah, lots of people would be putting on lots of fungicides to keep it that clean, but for some reason it's just keeping itself clean. I don't even know if we are regenerative yet. I don't really know when you cross that, it's sort of just reducing reliance on everything, on all the inputs, it's not something you just decide and it's like, oh, we're regenerative now. I think it's something that takes a lot of time to pull off and to prove.
Say the wrong thing, and then just like that, the moment has passed.
It just all feels right, and you just like look at this and it just looks right, and it all just makes sense.
Can't forget where I'm going. Can't forget that I'm old.
Always enjoyed the experiment. Every time we try a new crop, you do it with optimism, and you think, well, we'll have a go on a small acreage. What is there to lose? You know.
But the great thing with the wild farm is that we're having an opportunity to produce some milling wheat in a different way, and we've got a market for it if we can do it. And that's a massive door, I think, that's opened.
If we could do more getting people here to buy food that we've grown or produced on the farm, that's got to be the ideal. And that you can bring them into the field and just be proud of what you're producing. It's pretty simple, the life we lead, but I love it.
There's a new day coming. Oh, yes, there's a new day coming. A new
Right, I'll say cheerio then. Yeah, nice to see you again. See you soon. Take care.